Have you ever wondered what would happen if the Emperor of mankind, the master of humanity, suddenly appeared on our Earth, right now today, not in the war-torn 31st millennium, but here? In our modern world, it's a fascinating thought experiment. Forget the green darkness of the far future for a moment. Let's picture it. A golden figure radiating psychic power and immense charisma materializes in the middle of Times Square, or perhaps somewhere more discreet, like the vast plains of Anatolia, where he was born thousands of years ago. His first moments would likely be a period of silent observation. He's a perpetual. He's seen civilizations rise and fall. He would absorb our entire digital world in an instant: the internet, our history, our sciences, our cultures, our conflicts. He'd see our incredible technological advancements, things that would seem miraculous even to people from a century ago. But he'd also see our deep divisions, our political squabbles, our environmental crises, and the existential threats we've created for ourselves. He would see a species with godlike potential, squandering it on petty disagreements and short-sighted goals. It would be a familiar, tragic story to him. What would his first move be? A grand, public declaration? Unlikely. The Emperor is a master strategist, a planner on a geological timescale. He wouldn't just announce himself on television and expect the world to kneel. Humanity is not ready. He knows from his past that revealing his true nature prematurely could lead to fear, superstition, and conflict. He tried to guide humanity from the shadows for millennia, and even that had its limits. So, he would start subtly. Using his immense wealth of knowledge and psychic abilities, he could solve some of our most pressing problems almost overnight. Imagine a new, perfectly efficient, clean energy source appearing, its patents anonymously donated to the world, or a sudden breakthrough in medicine that eradicates diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's. The research papers appearing on the servers of every major institution simultaneously. He wouldn't take credit. He would simply give humanity the tools it needs to uplift itself, to solve the problems that keep us divided and weak. He's playing the long game. He would also use his biomancy to subtly improve the human genome. Not by creating space marines, not yet, but by slowly and invisibly editing our DNA on a global scale, eliminating genetic diseases, enhancing our intelligence, and perhaps even extending our lifespans. He would nudge our evolution in the right direction, preparing us for the next stage of our development as a psychic species. All of this done from the shadows, without a single person knowing the architect of their salvation. Simultaneously, he would use his immense charisma and psychic influence to unite humanity. He could walk into the United Nations, and with a few words and decades of animosity between nations, he wouldn't command them, he would make them understand. He could show world leaders visions of a united, prosperous future, and contrast it with the horrifying alternative of our current trajectory. He would inspire a new generation of leaders, thinkers, and artists, all subtly guided by his vision of a unified human race. He would dismantle corrupt systems not with force, but by making them obsolete, by showing people a better way. This would be his imperial truth, version 2.0. Not a militant, atheistic creed enforced by legions, but a gentle, irresistible push towards reason, unity, and progress. He learned from his past mistakes. He wouldn't declare himself a god, nor would he tolerate the worship that inevitably led to the rise of chaos. He would present himself as a guide, a teacher, a guardian. He would foster a global culture based on science, logic, and a shared human identity, while respecting the diverse cultures that make up our world. But this utopian dream wouldn't be without its challenges. Even on our Earth, there are forces that would oppose him. Powerful corporations and political factions who benefit from the status quo would see him as a threat. Religious institutions might view him as a false prophet or a demonic entity, especially given his secular agenda. The whispers of chaos are eternal, and even on our world, they would find fertile ground in the hearts of those who crave power, who fear change, or who simply revel in anarchy. He would have to deal with these threats, but not with the overt brutality of the Great Crusade. Instead, he would use his network of agents, brilliant, loyal individuals drawn to his light, to outmaneuver and dismantle these opposition groups from within. It would be a clandestine war fought in boardrooms, data centers, and the hidden corners of the web, not on battlefields. The Emperor is patient. He has all the time in the world. After decades, maybe even a century, of his unseen guidance, humanity would be transformed. We would be a unified, post-scarcity society, our gaze firmly fixed on the stars. We would have colonized the solar system, our technology far surpassing anything we could imagine today. We would be healthier, smarter, and more united than ever before. Only then, when humanity is strong and ready, would the Emperor finally reveal himself. He wouldn't appear as a conquering warlord, but as the architect of our golden age, the shepherd who guided his flock to safety. By this point, his existence might not even be a shock, but a confirmation of a legend that had grown over the years, the story of a mysterious benefactor who saved the world. And what about the greater threats? The orcs, the Eldar, the Tyranids, and the ever-present war of chaos. The Emperor knows they are out there. All his work, this entire grand project, is to prepare humanity for that inevitable contact. He is trying to build a civilization that can stand on its own, one that won't fall to the same temptations or internal divisions that crippled his first Imperium. This time, there would be no Primarchs. He learned the heartbreak of that family tragedy. Instead, he would raise humanity as a whole to be his sons and daughters. The Custodes would likely be reborn, not as gilded giants, but as the ultimate protectors of humanity's future, recruited from the best and brightest of our unified world. The Thunder Warriors and Space Marines might still be necessary, but they would be created in a different context, not as conquerors, but as defenders, a shield against the horrors of the void. So, if the Emperor appeared today, he wouldn't bring war and conquest. He would bring a quiet, patient, and irresistible revolution of the human spirit. He would be the ultimate gardener, tending to the soil of humanity, pulling the weeds, and ensuring that our species can finally grow to its full, magnificent potential before the storms of the galaxy arrive. It's a far more hopeful vision than the one we know from the 41st millennium, a second chance for the master of mankind to get it right. What do you think? Would his plan work this time? Or is humanity destined to repeat its mistakes? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the lore, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Warhammer What Ifs. We'll see you in the next one.